Hi guys, CombinedYoutuber here. Welcome to the F1 2013 career mode today, finally after 2 weeks of break. And here we are in the Malaysian Grand Prix in Sepang, the second race of Season 3 of this career mode. And we're going to do the Malaysian Grand Prix starting from 5th place on the grid. Well, let's hope we're going to have a good race here in Sepang. The reason that we've had a 2-week break is because, well, I've been held up by assignments and also other things, like uploading other things, actually people playing online with me as well. Just a lot of things, but we're starting from 5th place with Lewis Hamilton on pole from Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso in 3rd place for the 2nd time running. I don't know. But we have an interesting looking strategy there of 4 stops for intermediate tyres, 5 stints. I don't think we actually have enough intermediate tyres to actually do that strategy, but here we go, out on track for this Malaysian Grand Prix. So here we are on the grid for an intermediate tyre Malaysian Grand Prix as we have the lights on. It's away we go for the Malaysian Grand Prix, the 2nd race, and it's a really bad start from us there, and we're going to get passed by Mark Webber and Sergio Perez, and just gets passed by everyone left, right and centre, and we're down into 9th place. We've lost 4 positions at turn 1, and now we're down to 10th now. We're not coming through a huge cluster of cars here through turn 2, and it's now 3 wide down towards turn 3, side by side with Webber and with Hulkenberg. It is 3 wide. The 4 cars are clustered together, and we're going to go up the inside of all of those guys. Into 5th place we go. What an interesting start to this race. We're up into 5th. We've actually held our starting position after turn 4. And wow, that was an interesting start. Let's check the replay of it. And here we go. Let's just see how bad our start really was. So we got swooped by Webber, we got swooped by Perez there. We just got passed left, right and centre there. That was just a shocking start, but here we go, coming into turn 1, into turn 2. This is turn 2 now. Look at the amount of clusters. Look at the cluster of cars there. That's almost 4 wide into that corner, but now into turn 3, side by side with Hulkenberg there. And there's 4 cars all clustered together. That's a good screenshot, speeding past them. And we went past them all into turn 4, and we got past them into P5, so an interesting start to the Malaysian Grand Prix. But now moving on to the end of lap 1 of the Malaysian Grand Prix behind Nico Rosberg down into the final corner. We're drifting around the final corner, but now coming onto the straight to start the 2nd lap of this Malaysian Grand Prix. And now can we chase down Nico Rosberg down into turn 1? So we can do it now, coming into turn 1. And Alonso's actually leading this Grand Prix, so Hamilton has dropped down to 2nd place in the order, and Alonso is leading the race. So I don't know why he hasn't done this last season, but he is leading this Grand Prix. Now Rosberg, we are getting much closer to him on the last sector of lap 2 of this Grand Prix. Can we go for a move into the hairpin now? On Nico Rosberg, down into the final corner. What can we do now to him? Into the final corner, we're going to go diving from a long way back there. We're going to grab him side by side through the hairpin, and we're going to hold it. He's got to hold around the outside, and he keeps 4th place. And there actually hasn't been any overtaking since that cluster of cars on the 1st lap. Well, let's hope that can change. As now into turn 1, can we get Nico Rosberg? No, not quite. We're way too far back there. But he's got really bad traction there. Can we down to turn 2? Can we get him with much better traction into turn 2? Let's hope we can. And into turn 3 now, streaming Rosberg. Let me just tell you that this is really laggy right now, this preview screen, but let's hope it stops. Now moving on to the straight, on lap 5 in this Grand Prix. Our tyres are brownish on this lap, so a bit of an early tyre wear problem here, but now coming up the inside of Rosberg into turn 1, we're going to go diving up the inside, and we get the place into P4. Now we're sliding around that corner and we get the inside line into turn 2 and we get 4th place on Nico Rosberg. So let's hope we can stay here now until our first pit stop of the afternoon. I reckon the game actually is scripting this tyre wear to make me pit on this scheduled lap. I don't usually pit on the scheduled lap in this game, but I think the game is scripting my tyre wear to make me do that. That's what I think anyway. From this strategy, I think that's what it's going to make me do. But now coming into the pits on lap 5, and it has indeed scripted my tyre wear. If it didn't, then I would stay out, but my tyres are really bad, and coming into the pits now on lap 5. Yeah, lap 5 of this Grand Prix, changing to another set of intermediate tyres. And so we got held a little bit there with the 4.6 second stop. We actually got held by Sebastian Vettel there, so yeah. Coming out of the pit lane now. And I don't know what Rosberg's doing there, just pulling up to the fast lane or something. But there's Adrian Sutil almost getting out ahead of us. But we just got out ahead of him, and coming into turn 2 and into turn 3, into the final corner now on lap 6 of this Grand Prix. Can we get Sebastian Vettel down towards turn 1? What can we do to him into turn 1? Starting lap 7 of this Grand Prix, the Malaysian Grand Prix. Let's hope it dries off, because, yeah. What can we do to Sebastian Vettel into turn 1? We're going to go diving up the inside. There's a bit of a gap on the inside, but now into turn 2. We're going to go round the outside and into 3rd place on Sebastian Vettel. And that's a good pass from us on Sebastian Vettel there. So when we went round the outside, it was pretty easy, to be fairly honest. But still, we made the move into the podium places now in Sepang. And now skipping on to lap 10, 3 laps later, where our tyres are gone again, 5 laps later. And we're sliding around that corner. Rosberg has actually passed us there. So that's really bad. We're now coming into turn 14, the penultimate corner. We're going to go up the inside of Nico Rosberg into turn 14. We get to move back into the podium places. And that's P3. So that was a really cheeky maneuver there, I have to admit. And yeah, it's a good screenshot. Let's hope, and now coming into this final corner. And into the pits now on lap 10 of this Grand Prix. And it's usually every 5 laps in this race, I will tell you that. In every 5 laps, the game scripted my tyre wear to make me pit on the scheduled lap. Like this example here, we pitted at the end of this lap, on lap 11 of this Grand Prix. Now coming into the penultimate corner. The penultimate corner? What am I saying? What am I saying? I'm just having a failing commentary here, but coming out of the pits now. Out of our second pit stop. And in 6th place, can Gutierrez actually get ahead of Rosberg? No. Wow, Gutierrez is actually trying to get it out ahead of Rosberg there, but he didn't quite get out ahead of him, so let's hope we can get this right. And now coming into the final, with the penultimate corner, team radio.
The radar is showing a clear period. Rain expected to stop in about 15 minutes.
So according to the engineer there, the rain is going to stop in 15 minutes. So let's hope we let's hope the dry tyres can be a feature in this race. But Rosberg is actually trying to challenge us on the outside there into the final corner. He didn't quite get us. Though. But now coming into this corner and into the final corner. Oh, is Rosberg trying to challenge us there? Not quite. Not quite. And coming into this penultimate corner. Oh, much better traction for Rosberg. Can he get the place now? He's going to go side by side with Nico Rosberg down into turn 3. Round turn 3. There's a little bit of contact there, but we get the play. We held the place for P3 on Nico Rosberg, and wow, we actually almost forced him off there. If you forced him off, that would have been a penalty for sure. Look at that. Look how close he is to being off the road. But now Fernando Alonso, the race leader, our teammate, has set the fastest lap of the race. So yeah, now coming onto the. And Rosberg has actually passed us there. He sped past us, now coming back on the inside of him into the final corner into third place on lap 13 of this Grand Prix. And Vettel was very close to Nico Rosberg there And ooh, that was actually quite close. How did you not run into the back of him there? That was very, very close. But now pulling out to the outside of Nico Rosberg, down into this corner. Can Rosberg get us now into turn 1? Yes, he can, but we're going to go back on the inside into turn 1. We're going to go side by side with Nico Rosberg, and Sebastian Vettel is going to try and go around the outside of Rosberg, and he gets the place to Sebastian Vettel. He goes up into 4th place, and this is actually quite a lot of overtaking. It's actually good battles in the wet here in Malaysia. But so yeah, this is actually a really good race, but obviously not as good as Australia, because at this point I was actually battling with Alonso. But now, can Vettel trying to get us now into turn 4? He's going to the outside of us into turn 4. We've got the inside line, and we're trying to fight back here, but Vettel's actually held it round the outside, and now he's going to go side by side with us down into the flat out turn 5. Here we go, side by side round here. We're going to go trying to go on the inside into turn 6. We almost make contact, and Vettel actually makes the move stick on us. Into 3rd place he goes, and that is a really good move. Very aggressive move from the AI there. Now can we go back up the inside? Yes, we go back up the inside of Sebastian Vettel into turn 9. He's going to go for the switchback, and there's a bit of contact there with Sebastian Vettel, and wow, it looks like we're locked up there, but that's actually the spray on the track. And oh, that was very big contact there. But now onto the final corner and onto the pit straight on lap 14, starting lap 15 of the Grand Prix. Vettel is now coming to the outside of us, down onto the straight, and now Sergio Perez has got past Rosberg, and he's going to challenge us as well now into turn 1, and we're going to get Perez back in the McLaren. And now coming into the penultimate corner of this Malaysian Grand Prix. We were trying to get Sebastian Vettel there, but we couldn't get him. We couldn't catch him there. But Rosberg, we actually cut him off there. And now Sergio Perez coming to the inside of us as we come into the pits 5 laps later than the last pit stop. So I told you that the game is scripting my tyre wear to make me come in on the scheduled lap. So anyway, coming into the pits for another set of intermediate tyres. This is just shit. Coming into this, yeah, just changing tyres, just inches. And oh, we've been held again. It's even worse this time. 2 tenths more than last time, and we have got out behind Vettel and ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. So this is actually a really good race now, but the strategy is kind of crap, to be fairly honest. Yeah. Into the penultimate corner, into turn 2 now. And Sebastian Vettel. Why do I keep saying penultimate corner? I do not know why, but I keep saying penultimate corner. I don't know why. But again, we are not catching Sebastian Vettel. He is pulling away from us, so Vettel, we've actually lost out to Vettel here, so unfortunately we've lost the podium place that we're going to get. But now coming out of the pits now in P6, P5, maybe P4 on Mark Webber, just about getting out ahead of us now. But now coming into turn 2, can we get Mark Webber? He's actually sliding a bit there. There's a bit of contact. We've got much better traction on Mark Webber. There's a bit of lag on the game. But now side by side with Webber around turn 3. Webber has better traction, and he keeps the place into P4. But now we're going to go up the inside of Mark Webber into this corner. There's a little bit of contact. The hand of rage has been put up, and we get 4th place on the inside of Mark Webber. There was a bit of wheel banging in there, but we actually did force him off the track. Just slightly, so a little bit of a dirty move, but that's fine. I've had worse, to be honest. Now Perez is challenging us, so we have actually terrible straight line speed. We're actually running a wet setup in this race, but now Perez coming to the inside of us. I don't know why we left so much room for him on the outside there, but interesting. But now using a bit of curves now, we're going to get some slipstream on Sergio Perez into this corner. Very close to him on lap 20 now of the Malaysian Grand Prix. And coming to the outside into turn 1. Can we get Sergio Perez? No, he can't. Perez has got the place, but now Webber is trying to go on the inside into this corner. And wow, this is actually good battling. This is good battling. But seriously, our straight line speed on this wet setup is actually really bad. We've been sped past by so many cars on the back straight. But now coming, slipstreaming Sergio Perez down into turn 9. Can we go up the inside of him? Into turn 9! Almost clipped him there, but we go up the inside, back up into 4th place, and we're actually battling for 4th place. This isn't as good as Australia, I have to admit that, but still a good race. And yeah, Now moving on to the straight again, where he's going to get us again, side by side. Goes on the inside, goes Sergio Perez, and 5 laps later from our next pit stop, we once again pit. For the 4th time in this Grand Prix. The 4th time! We're going to pit for intermediate tyres on lap 20. The 4th time! This is the 4th pit stop. I don't know what this strategy even is. And this is about as glitchy as a strategy as Australia in Season 2, where we had 2 stops in a 25% race. We have 4 stops in a 50% race. Like, what the hell? But if you notice now, as you come out of the pits, we've been put. The team have put us on worn intermediate tyres. Unbelievable. Why have the team put us on worn intermediate tyres? Probably the tyres that we started on. The team has put us on intermediate tyres. Worn tyres. Like, that's just not on. But we're not actually battling with Raikkonen here. We're going to pit the exact lap after to pit for a set of dry tyres, because the track looks a little bit drier, to be fairly honest. And now coming into the pits now for a set of options. You know, how's this pit stop going to be? It's going to be a very good pit stop, hopefully. 3.181 second pit stop. And we come out in 15th, 16th, 14th place because Bottas has now pitted. So, coming out of the pit lane now on our dry tyres. Let's hope we can get a fastest lap or something like that. Now coming into turn 1. Coming into turn 2 now. And 14th place actually at the moment. And yeah, coming into the final corner on lap 22 of this Grand Prix. We're actually on a purple lap at the moment. Well, not actually, no. Next lap it will be, but this is actually after the lap, ending the lap that was on the pit stop, and there's people in the pit lane now. There's actually pretty much half the field is in the pits, and we're going to move up into 4th place where we were after we came out of the pits. I thought we were stuffed when we had to double pit stop there, but nope, we have kept 4th position. And let's hope we can finish 4th. And everyone but 3 guys on intermediate tyres have done 5 pit stops in this Malaysian Grand Prix. Now that is just glitchy. But now, there's our purple lap of a 139.996, and we get the fastest lap of the race, which is actually what I wanted there, on lap 24 of the Malaysian Grand Prix. There's the fastest lap, taken away from our teammate, of course. And now nothing actually, it was a really boring end to the Grand Prix, and Fernando Alonso has won his first Grand Prix in this career mode since Spain in Season 2. Well done to him. And now here we are coming around the final corner to finish in 4th place in the Malaysian Grand Prix. A fairly boring race in the end, and it's a decent result after after a terrible start to the race. And the strategy, I thought we were stuffed, but somehow we have stayed in 4th place in this Malaysian Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso has won this Grand Prix by 16.9 seconds from Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel in 3rd, sorry. Then me in 4th, 1 minute behind the leader. Wow, that's embarrassing. And Vettel actually took Hamilton actually took the fastest lap there, so that's interesting. Mark Webber in 5th, ahead of Nico Hülkenberg in 6th. Good result there. Grosjean, then Rosberg, Perez, Raikkonen, Button, Di Resta, Gutierrez, Ricciardo, Bottas, Suttel, Maldonado, Van der Garde, Pick, Chilton, and the DNFs are Bianchi and Jean-Eric Verne. So the 2 Frenchmen retiring from the Malaysia Grand Prix. And the Drivers' Championship looks very interesting, with Fernando Alonso and me tied in the Drivers' Championship. So that's very interesting there. Also, we can defend our championship title, but with Alonso's win, that actually sends him tying with me. Hamilton's only 1 point behind us in 3rd, Sebastian Vettel in 4th, and Romain Grosjean, Nico Hülkenberg in 6th. He's doing very well in this season. Let's hope we can actually get up to the front, like top 3. Jenson Button in 7th, Mark Webber in 8th, Nico Rosberg 9th, Paul Di Resta 10th, Sergio Perez in 11th, Kimi Raikkonen in 12th, Adrian Suttel in 13th, ahead of Esteban Gutierrez, Valtteri Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo, Jules Bianchi, Guido van der Garde, Pastor Maldonado, Jean-Eric Verne, Charles Pick, and Max Chilton. Ferrari are leading the constructors by 32 points from Mercedes. And then Red Bull in 3rd, Lotus in 4th, Sauber in 5th, McLaren in 6th, Force India 7th, Williams in 8th, Toro Rosso 9th, Marisha in 10th, and Caterham last out of the 11 teams in the Constructors' Championship standings. And we are very disappointed with 4th place. Well, I'm actually quite disappointed with this race. Even though I had quite a lot of overtakes, still, I was quite disappointed with the race. I actually found it boring when I did it live. It was a really boring race without the cut-out. So, hope you enjoyed the second race of the season in the Malaysian Grand Prix. We finished in 4th place. To a terrible strategy in that race, to be honest. Hope you enjoyed the Malaysian Grand Prix. See you guys on my next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And goodbye.